did your tryout begin? I want somebody to give me that answer. Somebody, speak up. When you woke up this morning, when else? When you started training, young men, your tryout started when you took your first breath.
Welcome to another episode of Different Basketball Podcast. My name is Jordan Mount. Today we are joined by the Evelyn Magley. Evelyn, welcome to the show. I'm really glad you're on.
Hello, Jordan, and thank you. I am so excited. I have been waiting for an opportunity to be able to share the story and the journey of TBL, and I'm excited to be on your show to be able to do that.
Well, thank you. What the viewers don't know is that Evelyn fits the bill for the podcast. So she's she buys the platform and all that. So she's been great. She's my boss. She's been a really great boss. I feel like I got to say that on the show. Anyways, a little background on you. You know, you're the CEO of the Basketball League. You're the first ever African American female to own and run a men's professional sports league. You know, you're a former music teacher, former music therapist. Along with being a mother, a daughter, a wife, and not to mention all four of your kids are extremely gifted. And, you know, I'm just curious where does the motivation come from for you that you just keep wanting to pour into young people?
I'm glad you asked that question. It really started for me probably just ever since I can remember. I've had a passion for helping. I would get in trouble when I was a little girl I would bring home like caterpillars that have fallen out of trees and baby birds that, fell out of the nest or whatever. My mother would be screaming, "Don't bring another thing in here." It's just like I wanted to take care and save everything. And even when my mother gave me some grapes, I would go out and started sharing it with the whole neighborhood. She's like, "I gave you those grapes for you. Why are you giving everything away? That's for you." And I don't know, it was just a part of who I am. And I believe that that's what God has placed on my DNA is I have a passion for people. And I love helping. And that's why I believe, I taught. When I taught high school and elementary. I also taught preschool. I have a tendency to see that person, their potential, and where I believe and see they can be. And I had students in my classes that some teachers really didn't even want to have in their classes, that you could hear, some of the things that were being said over lunch in the teacher's lounge or whatever. And I would think, oh my goodness, come on, give them a break. They're kids and they're learning, they're learning and we're supposed to be there to help them. So I try to set the perimeters up and the boundaries up in my classroom to make certain that when students would come in, they would feel comfortable and that they would know that they're loved, that they didn't feel threatened or uncomfortable when they were in my classroom, because they will learn so much better if they feel comfortable in the environment they're in. And so that's kind of been through my whole life. That's what I do, and that's what I'm doing with the Basketball League, is using it as a platform to show love to the young men in a way that they can build themselves and mature and become full people, a full person, seeing them as a full person and not just a basketball player.
Right. And I think that, my experience as being your guys' intern and just seeing that everybody around you guys, especially in the league, you do create that atmosphere where everybody's very comfortable. Every player and coach and front office, people, they know when we walk into the gym. And, I think it's even at every combine that you're at that I've been to, you're very open and transparent. I think that makes people feel comfortable. And so I can definitely see, where that's coming from. But to decide to transition a little bit, I always get the question from all my friends, and all the listeners, what exactly is TBL? And that is the question I want to ask you. They keep asking me, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give you guys the best answer, and I'm going to bring on the CEO, and I'm going to let her go at it. So, what is TBL?
Okay, the basketball league. Here you go. I could start with a run-on sentence. Keep going and going and going. The basketball league is a God-given vision. It is a league that is different in the respect that the purpose is not just for people to see basketball. It's using basketball as a platform to be able to uh, show the love of God, plain and simple, without beating people up with scriptures or anything else. It's really using basketball to be able to engage the gifts and talents of individuals with the community and vice versa. It's a platform that families can come and make memories at by going to a game and walking in, smelling the popcorn, walking in, holding grandma or grandpa's hand, and coming in and seeing a high quality of basketball that is there for the community.
Mhm.
That people are coming not just because it's a basketball game, but because they can relate to those players that are on the court.
You were on a podcast about 2 months ago, and you made the comment. You said that your husband David Magley, who played in the NBA, he got done playing, and then after he got done playing, you guys never went to another NBA game again. And then you told the reason why. So talk about that reason, and talk about what TBL is doing to help provide great high level basketball at.
Mhm, mhm. Well, we have 4 children, and it costs a lot of money to even feed 4 children when you're going to try to feed them 3 meals a day. No, we didn't go to another pro game because it costs so much. And even if we had the money, I don't know that we would be able to invest those types of funds in going to a game.
Mhm.
Let's face it, by the time you buy tickets to a pro game, by the time you parking, got to get the kids together to get there. You got to go there looking halfway decent. And if you decide to wear any memorabilia, all right, from that team, let alone once you get there, you sit down. You got to get more. You got to get more than popcorn. All
Mhm.
right, so you have to have popcorn, drinks, and all those things. To take our family of 6 would be between uh, $250, $300.
Wow.
That's groceries. That's me paying bills. That's me, working on trying to get bills paid off. To go out and pay $300 to go and cheer at a game, which I'm certain we'd have a great time. But I'm also have young children that were involved in other sports and things, and that took money too. So we really couldn't afford it. So with the basketball league, we have affordable games. People can actually enter a game and pay, in some cases, even lower to go see a movie. And
Mhm.
you can get there with your family, enjoy the game, and get popcorn and drinks and have a great time seeing a high level of basketball. Because those players, they're playing. I mean, it's blood, sweat, and tears. That's our theme is blood, sweat, and tears. That's our drip. Uh, they're playing really hard on the court, and so you get professional basketball at an affordable price.
I just want to say that you said drip, and you may be the coolest boss in the world after that one. That was good. um, all the players are so good today that this level of basketball people may laugh at, but to be honest, there's a lot of guys in this league that could compete in the G League, that could go overseas, and there's guys that are earning contracts.
Mm,
Talking with somebody the other day, Joe Reddick earned a
Mhm,
contract in I think Canada. Um, there was a player from Indy, played at Cincinnati. His
mhm,
name is escaping me right now. I think it's Deontay
mhm,
or Dante, and he was top four scorer at Cincinnati. Now he plays in Poland. Getting contracts. So there's guys that are getting contracts, and players now are just so good. I mean,
mhm.
they're so good. So the level of play is incredible, especially in Albany. I remember us. We went to the game up there, and there was like 1,500 fans,
Right,
packed
right.
the arena. But it was rocking. They had everything going, and there's some other venues in the league that are doing the same exact thing, and some that are getting better. And it's people are starting to come out a little bit more. So let's talk about the teams in the league. I know you got your list, and also let's talk about the growth of the league as well.
Well, when you're talking about players that are getting picked up to play overseas, we had from season beginning till season's end last year, we had over 50 players that were picked up to play overseas. The basketball league is a showcase league,
Mhm.
and that's what it's about. It's about giving these young men an opportunity to be able to show their talents and their abilities. What two things that players need when they're playing, and especially if they've been out of school for any time, is film, all right, for their highlights, and they need stats. And in order to have what I would say good stats and good film, you have to have a high level of and standard of play. So yeah, we have players that play in TBL that come from D1 schools, that come from NAIA, that may come from junior colleges. But you'll notice, like you're saying, like from the NBA to the G League, there are only so many spots that are available in those two leagues.
Mhm.
And just because those spots are filled does not mean that the talent level just drops off.
Right.
There's so much talent in the United States. As my husband said, if I was looking for oil, I'd probably be in Saudi Arabia. However, we found a lot of oil in the United States. But
Right.
if I were looking for high quality players in basketball, I'd look to the United States,
Oh yeah.
of which we have some of the best talent in the world. And so, where are those players going to play once all of those positions are pretty much filled in for the G League and NBA?
Mhm.
In comes TBL.
And like you said, the talent level. Matt Painter, who's the coach at Purdue, he was on a couple of radio shows like 2 weeks ago, and he talked about how the one thing that's not going to change in basketball is how good you have to be to play in the NBA.
Mhm.
But that doesn't, like you said, that doesn't mean that if you don't play in the NBA, you're not good. There's this fine line that I keep saying in sports, and especially basketball, that every player falls on, and you're one opportunity away from either making a lot of money
Mhm.
or being done with your career. And it's that, I mean, it's really that simple. It's the one opportunity that you get, and TBL can really, provide that, and it has provided that for a lot of guys.
Yeah, well, we broadcast in over 145 countries. And so that means whether the gym is full of 5,000 or 500, you have eyes watching you all over the world, which opens the door for you to have a larger opportunity because of being broadcast in over 145 countries. You've got other agents, countries, teams that are able to see you. You have a platform that allows you as a player to be seen in a live game situation. We receive sometimes uh, highlight films from players, and it's amazing when you get these highlight films. They never miss a shot, never. They never miss. It's like they're the perfect player. I want them, but we all know that's not realistic. So how are people going to be able to see you? How your attitude is, how your body language is on the court when you do miss that shot? Because they're not going to show that in a highlight. They're not going to send shots of themselves missing it. How are they reacting when they walk from the court and off the court when, they've just messed up a play or whatever? How is their attitude? How can they see these things? They can see it now on live stream. They can see it in the palm of their hand or on their computer, and they can see who you are as a player on that court, which is what happens when you're broadcast over 145 countries. So that that in itself allows these players to be able to showcase themselves and show exactly who they are and their positive or negative body language that they may have. And those are things that we like to work with the players on.
That's an important point that I kind of want to touch on is the professionalism that you have to have in this
Mhm.
industry, and how you guys are teaching these players. How are you going about teaching these guys how to be professionals, and what tools are they receiving to to get better at those things?
Well, we have great coaches. I would say a key ingredient to that is having a coach that has played on a pro level or not, that has coached on a pro level, that understands the game, that understands what it is that's going to bring a group of young men together, make them gel together, and become champions and be able to show themselves in the best light that they can. Uh, Derek Rowlands of the Albany Patroons played as a professional. He also played under Phil Jackson there at the Albany Patroons. And he is understanding the psyche and the mindset of the players. He's been there and he's done it. And so he knows how to speak into their lives as people, not just as a player,
Hmm.
but to say, hey, man, I know you got a lot going on at home right now. Let me sit down here and talk with you. There's some things I'm noticing when you're on the court. What's bothering you? These coaches are in tune with their players and through their own experiences are able to help to build the character of these young men that are on the court. That's very important because um, when you're from the time some of these young men are little, they're thinking, "I want to be a pro. I want to be a pro. I want to be a pro," and then they get there and they're like, "Wait a minute, I'm here. What does it mean to be a pro?"
Hmm.
And that means being a pro, as I tell the players, when you're trying out to become a pro, your tryout has already begun with your life, and that's what makes TBL different. We're trying to show young men that your life matters, how you treat people, how you treat your girlfriend, how you treat your parents or your children. These are the things that build your character, not whether you can just get on the court and make, you know, mad three pointers or dunk the ball. Who are you on the court and who are you off the court? And by having great coaches that have not necessarily lived perfect lives themselves, that can speak into the lives of these young men and help them to overcome obstacles that they're running into as they begin their pro careers.
I did want to make a side note that you are the voice of the intro. I didn't make that note earlier, but yes, Evelyn is the voice of the intro. I think it's really important to be, like you said, that your tryout begun the day you were born, and your character brings you along. There's a lot of guys that have fallen off because their character's been bad, or they've done bad things and they just don't know how to correct it.
Yeah.
I think what's really cool about the league is you guys offer a financial literacy package for these players to partake in. Can we talk about that a little bit?
Well, it's the National Financial Educators Council that has a partnership with TBL where we're able to offer these financial literacy courses for free. Um, we actually have uh, two individuals, Victoria Jones and Aaron Tyson, have completed the course and are certified to then go out and teach it within communities that are around. Now, these individuals are individuals that will be teaching courses to the young men. I
Mhm.
was getting ready to launch uh, the whole financial literacy, and then COVID happened.
Right.
The month of April is uh, a financial literacy month. and that's when everything broke down. But and now with the way the system is right now, who knows what kind of system we're going to be going back into, because there's so much pain and hurt and damage financially that is being done. They're going to have to probably restructure our whole system for anybody to be able to qualify for a lot of different things in this United States.
Right.
But yes, we offer financial literacy courses to the young men so that they can learn and be able to hand these things down from one generation to the next. Uh, Unfortunately, as an African American woman, uh, the the heritage that we come out of, uh, a lot of people were kept in ignorance. People didn't even want us to be able to read, because
Hmm.
once you get outside that box, you can't fit us back in.
Right.
So if you want to control somebody, if you really want to control somebody, you don't educate them. And empires in the past have been built on slavery, on the backs of other people, and on ignorance of those people that were enslaved because of ignorance. And so, one way of overcoming this is to educate ourselves. And so, to know and understand the system that we were raised up in for generations, not to understand how does this system work? And if you don't understand how a system works, how can you work in it?
Hmm.
And understand how to rise to the top of something that you're not even educated in. So offering these financial literacy courses to these players is a way that they can understand the system that we're using here in America, so that they can better educate themselves and then hand that information, that knowledge base, down to their children and their offspring for generations to come, so that they don't have to be illiterate and be controlled because of their lack of understanding of finances. Jordan, did you know that 75% of the NFL, within 2 years of stopping playing, have to file for bankruptcy?
I didn't know that. I knew that a lot.
75%. I don't care what color you are. 75%. And that comes from what? Financial illiteracy.
Mhm.
It's not that, people are dumb, it's that they're not educated. If you don't know how to manage a dollar, how can you manage 10? How can you manage millions? You're spending money, you don't understand the taxes. Next thing you know, you spent your money. Did you pay your taxes? Taxes?
Mhm.
Hello? Did you incorporate yourself or become or have your own business so that you can learn the system, so that you can write off certain things? The system is made by the wealthy for the wealthy. So all those loopholes and tax loopholes in there are made for the wealthy to be able to write off and keep their money. It's for them to keep their money.
Mhm.
So if you don't understand how to keep your money, you're going to be spending it. You're going to be on that treadmill running, running,
Right.
running, 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 and you're basically a financial slave to the system. So what I'm trying to do, because I wasn't educated in this either, is I'm trying to get that knowledge base out there so that people can do better for themselves and for their families.
I think that's a really cool thing that TBL offers to players and that type of thing. Let's go. We'll go one more thing, and then we'll hop into our fun speed round, and maybe I can talk about the memorabilia behind me. But what if I'm a player? How do I get into the league? So I wanna play in TBL. Or I want an opportunity to play. How do I get into the league? How do I get playing for a team?
Well, number one, I would follow us at www.thebasketballleague.net, and I'd see, when are they having combines. TBL has combines throughout the summer and all the way up until about a month out before our season begins. And 2021 will begin in March. But a combine allows individuals to go and try out so that they can, I'd say it's kind of like an audition. So the coaches and individuals can have a hands-on look at who you are as a player and see you playing live. The thing that I like about the combines quickly is that they're all across the United States, which allows the players an opportunity to be able to participate. We had a son that participated in a combine in Vegas one time, and he spent in excess of about $1,200 by the time he got the hotel, the plane, and all of that to go try out. To find out that as a big man at 6'10", they were actually looking for guards.
Okay.
And he had spent all that money. So some of these things that we do with TBL are through our own personal experience. We want the players to be able to be within an hour of a tryout so that an hour or two where they can drive to it, try out, and then drive back. They don't have the expenses of trying to stay in a hotel, etc. That each team have their own tryouts that you can get in touch or follow that team on social media and see when they're going to have tryouts. But remember, when you're trying out for that team, you're trying out for that team. When you
Right.
go to a TBL combine, you have an opportunity to be dispersed and go to teams throughout the league. And as you know, we're having a 15th team that's coming in, but I can't say where.
Right. Yeah, no, we can't have you. You don't want to have any breaking news on the show. It may increase the popularity of it.
Oh, Mr.
But
Magley will kill me, so that's why.
I do want to make a side note though that these combines are not guaranteed contracts.
No, and
Yeah.
that's another thing. They're not guaranteed contracts, although there are two, a minimum of two that are given out to be able to participate in a tryout for a team.
Hmm.
Even if you, for example, if you were going to a G League or if you're going to the NBA, when you go to their camp, there's no, unless you have a guaranteed contract, everything is a contract, an agreement that allows you in the door.
Hmm.
If you were going to try out for the Tampa Bay Titans, you wouldn't go to their training camp and say, "Hey, I'm trying out for your team." They're like, "You're not invited. Who are you?"
Right.
It's a way that opens the door to say, "I've been screened, and I have been basically okayed by the league to come to this tryout." Does that make sense? That's what
Yeah.
the combines are. And so that agreement gets you into a training camp that you can go and then try out for that team.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys get mixed up. Even I did when I was a little younger. Is when you pay for these things, because you have to pay for them. They're just you're paying for an opportunity to showcase what you can do, and some guys come to 6 combines and then end up getting a contract. Like there's a guy from Owensboro with Jeremy Burright
Mhm,
who got a contract. He's come to 6 times
mhm.
to a combine. So it's all about what teams need, and I think that it's an opportunity that
That's it.
people can hop in, and even in just professional sports in general, you just opportunities and even the experience itself is pretty cool just to kind of be there and experience all that. But um, yeah, let's break down. We got a little bit of time here. I think we're gonna do something fun. We're gonna go the split here. We have 1 minute. This is a speed round. All right, we're gonna see how many questions we can get through. I'll start rattling them off,
Oh my
and
goodness.
then we'll go for it. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm nervous, Jordan. All right. I'm a thinker, but I'm not really. I take time. Okay, here we go.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Favorite musician. Favorite musician.
Oh my. I'm an I am I supposed to do this in like 30 seconds?
Oh yeah, we got a minute. We got 50 seconds left.
Oh no.
Should we skip the
Oh,
question?
oh, let me come back on that one.
Favorite movie. How about favorite color? Favorite color is hey, 30 seconds left. Yeah, we got through one there. You want to skip the next one?
Okay, I'm ready.
Oh yeah, hey, we only got 18 seconds left. Home fries or hash browns?
Hash browns.
Favorite athlete of all time. We have 10 seconds.
Famous athlete of all time?
Yeah, favorite athlete of all time.
David Magley.
Oh, good answer. Favorite hobby.
I play my violin.
Time. We got through 3.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My favorite musician?
Yeah.
I'm a retired music teacher. That's almost impossible for me to answer. I love all genres of music.
I know that. I thought that one would be a slam dunk, a kind of a lob and dunk one, but I just realized how hard that is.
Yeah, that's really hard for me.
I do want to talk about the memorabilia behind me. So
Okay.
I moved in with my friend, and his dad was the Wilson rep for a long time, and so he worked with Michael Jordan a lot. So this is all of his stuff. They're probably going to kick me out of the house knowing that I'm in here. He told me I can use it, but I'm being so careful. I haven't moved. Okay, if they watch this, I haven't moved, and I haven't knocked anything over. So I just wanted to make that clear. But yes, Summer Combine Series starting soon. Mrs. Magley, I really appreciate you coming on the show today. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much, Jordan. This has been a lot of fun. I felt pretty relaxed except for that last 50 seconds. That was really pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. That's some life pressure. But then again, thanks to all the listeners that came on and listened today. I hope you guys enjoyed the pod. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me or to I'll drop our emails at the end. Thank you.